make this skirt, we're going to start off with a copy of our skirt block that we made in the last video, and we're going to draw a line for our hem at a 90-degree angle, the finished measurement that you want your skirt to be. Then we're going to add on 1 inch for seam allowance for the hem. Here I'm tracing my pattern off and marking where the punch holes are for the darts. This is the front, so it's on the fold. And here I'm just punching holes where those markings are. This is going to show us when we're sewing our skirt where to stop sewing the darts. On the back, we're going to trace it off and it's just going to be doubled. It's not going to be on the fold because I want a zipper down the back. And here I'm adding the 1/2 inch seam allowance since I didn't do that on my skirt pattern. Once everything's cut out, we're going to pin our darts closed by lining up the notch markings that we made with each other and pinning within the dart intake. To pin the dart closed at the dart tip, what we're going to do is we're going to pin directly on that fold line. That way no holes will be seen on the other side. To sew the darts, we're going to back stitch where the notch marks are, and we're going to sew in a straight line all the way until you get to the punch hole and just a few stitches past that, and we're going to back stitch again. Once all of your darts are sewn up, we are going to lay the front and the 2 back pieces together, right sides together, and we are going to sew down both side seams. To keep the seams lying flat, press open the seam allowance and stitch down either side. And this is what this seam will look like when you're done. Next, we're going to fold the hem up twice at 1/2 inch. And since we're making this skirt out of pleather, any holes that we make with pins would be visible, so here I'm just using some paper clips and binder clips to hold it still while I sew it. Now we can sew on our zipper to the center back, and I'm lining up the tab of the zipper with the hem of the skirt and pinning all the way up. And as you can see, I'm just folding up the excess zipper tape, and I'm going to sew that down as well. And then we're going to top stitch right along the zipper. And you're going to repeat this for the other side. Moving on to our waistband, the length is going to be our waist measurement plus 1 inch ease, and the width is going to be what we want our finished waistband to measure, doubled. Then we're going to add seam allowance all the way around. Now we're going to sew our waistband to our skirt, making sure that the center of the waistband lines up with the center front of the skirt. Now you should have some extra left over on the center back of the waistband. Once you're done sewing the waistband on, you're going to clip off any extra zipper tape that you may have. For the waistband, we're going to fold in any extra fabric that we have at the center back over the zipper, and then we're going to fold down the waistband, making sure that we're tucking in the raw edges and that we're covering up our previous waistband seam. Then we're just going to top stitch all the way around. Now you can hand sew the little hole in the waistband at the center back of the skirt. Then you can sew your hook and loop on and you're finished.